Oh, you know, just your favorite bridge troll back again. We're outside today because this is phase 2. Phase 2 of dresser redoing. Actually changed my mind on the paint color. So what I'm gonna do is actually just put you guys down real quick because, so I actually ordered a shade off of Lowe's and it's like this really warm, it's called Sand, but I went into Lowe's today because I had to make a return because I changed my mind on something else, per the usual, and I found a different color. So this is from Magnolia Homes by Joanna, and this is for cabinetry and furniture, and it's called, what is this one called? Gatherings. And I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this shade, but it's like this beautiful shade of warm gray, and it almost has like this sage undertone to it. I don't know, but I got really excited when I saw it and I was like, that might be the one. So yeah, we are gonna paint the dresser today, so here we go. Plus, let me show what else I got. Oops. Oh, just kidding. They're right here. So I ordered these from Amazon, and they're these like beautiful wood, whoops, like decal thing, not decals, they're wood, but like just decorative pieces. And I'm going to paint these and probably de-stress them a little bit, but I'm not really sure. This is kind of what I'm thinking. So if this is one of the drawers here, whoa, almost dropped you guys. If this is one of the drawers here, I'm thinking about putting them like maybe one just like in the middle for right now, and just doing it on the middle drawers each on either side with, and I think I actually changed my mind on all the knobs. If I'm gonna do these, I'm thinking I might change the knobs altogether. So once again, changing my mind. This is basically what, you know, doing your own, Trotter, don't roll in the dirt. Oh, come on. Anyway, this is pretty much what designing your own house is. It's a lot of like changing your mind, and it's a lot of like, I don't know, I'm an artist, so I like to design things and I like to be creative with things. So as we go along, you just have to be flexible with the, Trotter. But this dog right now. Are you freaking kidding me right now with this dog? Shredder, what are you doing, bud? Buddy, you're gonna get all dirty. Oh, and then you have a stick. I mean, he's all dirty, but he is damn cute. I mean, look at them. Look at them. Shredder, no, don't eat that. Mommy doesn't want to take you to the hospital. So yeah, so. Hi. It's literally my favorite thing when that happens. I also feel like I'm really bright. Okay, now you can just see me more clearly and see how much of a mole I look like. So yeah, so we are gonna start painting today. I'm gonna start painting the dresser in the Gatherings color, and then I'm gonna show you guys the other color. I think it's supposed to get here today or tomorrow. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so we are gonna show you guys the different colors and how I'm going to design this whole thing. So let the time lapse commence. Hello, I love you. I love you. Yes, I Okay, so I am utterly obsessed with this color. Also, got it all the hell down me. I don't really know how I manage these things, but it's never really like the plan to get this messy, but I'm gonna show you guys. I think it's gonna be a little bit hard to see out in the sun, so it's gonna definitely look better like inside the room, but I'm gonna show you outside in natural light. And oh, I'm just so excited. Hold on, here we go. Okay, so this is the color now. It's like, it's so hard to see because of the sun, but maybe if I like kind of, stand over it, it's like way too bright. So this is the color. It is like this really beautiful, soft gray shade. Oh my God, I am utterly obsessed. Here's all the drawers over here. It's gonna definitely look better inside. It looks very white out here, obviously because of the sun. I tried to turn the exposure down on my camera a little bit, but yeah, it's like this really beautiful gray, sage. I don't even know what it is. It's perfection is what it is, actually. Also, there was a tree that fell down on our street randomly, so it's chaos on the street, and we live on a dead-end street, so we were all basically stuck in the house. Or stuck on our street, stuck in the house. No, we were basically all stuck on our street. So I think the FedEx guy is here, which is why the dogs are going crazy. And there's chainsaws going off because obviously they are, who's in the front yard? It's UPS. Ooh, maybe the other color's here. Maybe I can show you guys. Hold on, let's go see. I see. Ooh, it was not the other color. It was a hair mask. Oh, and now someone's calling me. What an eventful day. It's my neighbor. Hello. Hello, everyone. So this is a tad bit awkward. I am literally stuck in between my bed and one of the bureaus that I've been redoing. And I planned on de-stressing this bureau that I painted. And yeah, I'm distressing it, and I thought I would distress with you guys. One of my favorite things to do is to like de-stress things. I like things that look like they have a history and look like they've been used to the best of their abilities. So since this is a brand new bureau and it really doesn't have any kind of history at all, I am going to make it look like it has. So I'm just gonna real quick walk through a couple of the things that I'm going to use today. I have ordered the other knobs as well for this. They haven't gotten here yet, but as you can see, I put these beautiful knobs on, which I actually have to tighten all of them. I just kind of did them with like my hands real quick. So let's go through a few things that I use when I paint. I always use palette paper. If I were an artist that painted every single day, I would absolutely use like a reusable palette. But since I'm just not that kind of artist, I do use palette paper. I know it's not the best for the environment, but I only use it from time to time, so I figure it's not terrible. And this way it just makes cleaning up a lot easier and a lot quicker. So yeah, so you can get this from any craft store at all. It's just like 8.5 by 11.5 inch palette paper, I believe. No, 9 by 12. It's 9 by 12 inch palette paper. It's super affordable, and you just rip it off and you can basically just toss it after you're done. Next up, since I am obviously an artist, I have an arsenal of paint brushes. I keep them in this like plastic container, and I can just open it up when I need to and clip it shut when I'm done. So makes it super easy. Today I will most likely be using a lot of the Schroeder, must you be doing that right now? Mommy is trying to work. Anyway, so you'll be hearing dogs squeaking in the back. I apologize. So today we're probably going to be using a lot of the larger size paintbrushes like this one. This is just an angled paintbrush. I get them from the craft section of any arts and crafts store that I have around me. Next up, I will also be using just like a regular paintbrush that I actually use to paint this. As you can see, I did a test run with some of the paint that I'll be using today. So that is already dried on here. I didn't wash it off, but that's fine. I actually like when things have a really nice texture to them, especially when I'm going to de-stress something. So this is actually perfect. So you can really just kind of get in there and really get like a good rough texture. So definitely be using one of these. I got this from Lowe's. It was like maybe $5. Next up, if you want, you can absolutely use other things with different textures. I have these sponges in my collection at all times. I got these a while ago from one of the craft stores, and they've never been opened, but for me to always have the option of incorporating different textures into things, especially with different pieces that I'm working on, these are a must. So these were not $6. I think I got them on sale. I think they were like 50% off, so it was like $3 for a pack of sponges. So I always keep things with different textures inside of my like arts and crafts like collection, I guess. Next up is paint. So paint, I am an acrylic painter. I've always felt the most comfortable with acrylic. I have tried oil before. I have tried watercolor before. I've done gouache, which is like a variation of watercolor. I've done it all, but for some reason I really like the Shredder. Don't chase after your sister. Oh my God, this dog. No, I see you have your burrito. I see that you have it. Mommy is squished right now. Mommy, oh. Okay, no, I know, I see it. You're such a lucky dog to have that burrito. Oh my goodness. No, you can't walk on the bed right now. I love you more than life itself, but you cannot walk on the bed right now. Now everything is a mess. That is my ear. That is my ear. Okay. So next up, I use acrylic paint. I keep paint for years on end. I'm pretty sure I still have acrylic paint from when I was in high school. Like probably ended up at home like from my art class, and I still have it. Like it's an investment that you will literally have forever and ever. So if you have a few colors, if you like to distress furniture, my advice to you is to get neutral colors, browns, taupes, tans, ivory, white, black, things like that. And then you can incorporate smaller versions of colors in as you go along. But to start your collection, I always start with neutrals for distressing and doing things kind of like vintage. Here you go, buddy. Here you go, baby. Good boy. So today, I like Master's Touch acrylics. They are some of my, that's a burrito. They are some of my favorite, hi, I love you here. They are some of my favorite acrylics. They're super creamy and just so pigmented, and acrylics do dry really quickly, FYI. They're not like oils or watercolor that take a while to dry. Oils take almost 24 hours. Watercolor, obviously you need time to let it dry on paper, but acrylics dry within minutes, and if you don't work quick enough, it could be extremely hard to blend colors. But for me, they are the best to work with on obviously wood. I really just like having acrylic paint for when I'm doing something like this and I'm de-stressing furniture. This is Cashew from Artist Touch. So this, I apologize, the light is very like yellowy orange in here, and it's extremely rainy and miserable today, so the light is actually awful. But this is very much like a, oh, it kind of matches. Use this as my foundation. This is very much like an orangey, taupey kind of tan color, beigey tan. It's extremely orange, but I figure for certain touches, this can be like an accent color in the distressing. Next up, we have Milky White, which this looks really white on camera, but it isn't. I promise. It's actually like a yellow white. It's quite literally a milky white. So Milky White is definitely, it's like a creamier, it reminds me of vanilla ice cream actually. It's very much that like yellowy, creamy undertone. So I don't like white, like stark white. It's like, whoa. So I definitely like something that has a little bit more of like an off tone, like an ivory. Ivory is just so much softer. Next up, we have Dark Titanium White, which this is an extremely cool white. This is a very warm white, whereas this is a very cool white. It has more of like a gray, beigey undertone, a grayish undertone. Love this white. However, now that I hold it up against this is a very cool shade, so I feel like it's just gonna, it may just kind of like blend in, but we could use this as a color to help like transition from one color to the next. So definitely something that I picked out from my collection to also de-stress this. Next up, I grabbed Payne's Gray, which actually this Payne's Gray is, I should have grabbed one when I was out at the store just now. Oh well, I grabbed Payne's Gray. So instead of grabbing black, I didn't want black again. Black is very much like white, right? Like it's one end of the spectrum or the other. I didn't want dark black. It's very harsh and it's very hard to cover up again. So I did grab like a Payne's Gray, and the Payne's Gray is like a very cool undertone. So have had this forever and it's pretty much gone. I use this a lot more than I do black actually. Next up is Burnt Umber, which if you're a painter and you use acrylics like me, Burnt Umber is like the most perfect brown. It is such a beautiful warm brown, and it doesn't look too black, it's not too dark, but it's also not that like kind of like warm orangey brown. It's like legit something that you would see on wood. If wood was stained like a dark stain, this is the color that you would see, at least in my opinion. So I always have Burnt Umber in my collection. These two are the Academy acrylics from Grumbacher. So these were $4.27. I have a Hobby Lobby near me. So if you don't know what a Hobby Lobby is, it's basically your dream world if you're an arts and crafts connoisseur. Or an artist. They have literally everything. That's where I get all of my paints from. So those were $4.27. These ones, I forget how much these, oh no, they have the price, just kidding. They're $5.99 for one tube of this paint. Why aren't you, hello? So it's $5.99 for this paint. Can you guess that FedEx is here? Hello? FedEx comes every single day. Please hold. Oh my God, that was absolute chaos because our FedEx people leave us dog treats all the time. And now the dogs know when FedEx is coming, treats are coming. And then I just got this the other day. This is an antique gold that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I want to show you guys the pieces that, like the applique pieces that I'll be putting on here. I actually use them on those. And literally, like, are you kidding me? It has like this sheen. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has this like a beautiful sheen to it. And it literally makes it look distressed. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. So these will be going like right here. Let me see if you guys can see this. So right in the center here, like this. So pretty. My vision is very much Victorian, like modern Victorian is what I call it. I absolutely love anything Victorian, like very Downton Abbey, Bridgerton, like if it was in a palace pretty much, I'm obsessed with it. So I actually have these pieces which I painted the same color as the dresser. And then I got the, and then I got this Rub and Buff. So this stuff right here, this stuff is also from Hobby Lobby that I got. I think it was like maybe $6, but it was like 50% off or something. So it was only a few dollars. This is in gold. It comes out I don't want to say a wax. It comes out like a paint with a wax undertone in it or wax mixture in it. Oh, look, you had the lobster? Good boy. So it's kind of like a much thinner, more flexible wax substance. It has a gold sheen to it, which obviously it's called antique gold. And I have to say it is absolutely gorgeous. So this will be what I put over top of some of my distressing to then match the pieces here. There's only going to be certain spots where I distress to make it look like it's been worn. So I'm kind of going into this blind, honestly. I saw a picture on, where the hell did I see the picture at? I saw a picture on Instagram, my like inspo picture. So as you can see, it has like these like little distressed pieces here, like kind of like looks like it's just been worn a little bit. So this was very much my inspo picture. It's those few pieces that just like a few areas that look extremely distressed, and some of them, it's probably very hard to see since it's so dark out, but some of those pieces, they're actually extremely warm. It's very much like this cashew shade here. So it really just kind of giving all like those worn vintage vibes. It also even has like the glass handles. So these are all glass, but I wanted a little bit more of like a darker tone to ours. So yeah, just bringing in all the distressed vintage vibes. So here we go. Let's get this going. I'm going to set you guys up so that you can kind of sort of see everything. I'm going to probably start on this drawer here so you guys can see. I just kind of want a few maybe pieces off to the side here, and then maybe a few pieces down here. Remember, the piece is going to go in the middle here, so it's going to look already extremely distressed on this one piece. So I really just kind of want to go around it and de-stress it in areas, especially on the edges, because when you think if a piece of furniture goes through a lot of wear and tear, it's most likely going to be around the edges. So that's what we are going to do today. So let's just de-stress this son of a I am going to put you guys on a time lapse, but I will stop and try to explain myself from time to time. So let's go. Also, side note, if you are going to de-stress, you do not need a lot of product. Oh my God. Look at, you don't need a lot. That's actually too much because you are going to pretty much be dry brushing. So which I will show you guys what dry brushing is, but this is all you need, tops, if that. You can always add more, but just know that this is all that you need. Just keep that in mind. A little bit, oh. I haven't even opened cashew before. Hopefully when I open this, you guys can see what the actual color is. Oh my God, this is not going to be good. Oops, oh my God, here we go. I really like this color. I feel like it looks a little bit more orangey from the outside than it does from the inside, but you know, probably too much, but again, so that's the cashew shade, which you guys can see. It's like a very warm, peachy, orangey beige. I think I might just start with those two. Remember, it's just paint. Let it dry. This will be dry in a few minutes, and I could literally just paint over it again with the paint that I have left over from when I actually painted this. So just remember that it's just paint, and it can be painted over again. My dog is a complete psycho. So I'm gonna actually just be using this brush first, since it has a lot of like dry bristles to it. Nothing, these are not wet, nothing. So I'm just going to really lightly tap into that. So I literally barely took any on the end of the brush. I'm actually just gonna start tapping it off. And you can see how little product I have. And it's literally just gonna give you this dry, kind of really thin layer of paint. I'm just going to take that brush and I'm lightly just going to start running this across here. And you're not really going to worry about placement because remember, it's distressed. You don't know where it's been. You don't know what has been done to it. Take a little bit more. Again, kind of run this through here. Let it kind of dry on there a little bit. My husband's clothes coming out. Okay, so this is the first drawer with just the dark burnt umber on it. So I'm obsessed with how this looks so far because it looks like it literally just kind of has been through wear and tear. It's dirty. It's been, I also, when you think about it, when you go and grab a handle, the oils and dirt on our hands will always make the area around the handles a little bit dirtier. So you kind of have to have an imagination towards this and think, okay, when I open up my dresser drawer, where is it going to get most dirty? And for me, it's always like the handles or like the top or the edges when you're pulling at it to pull it out. So those are the more obvious areas where I think that you should put some of the paint at to really make it look distressed. So it's pretty much all dry on my brush, but I'm still going to really kind of like get in there, and some of the paint will actually grab some of the wood grain and make it look darker in some areas and lighter in some areas. So for me, that's literally my favorite part because it just kind of like does its own natural thing. When you have dirt, oil, you're kind of like hitting it all the time, like just kind of like living life with a dresser, you are always going to hit those certain areas, or the dirt, oil, things like that are going to come off on the certain areas. It's going to absorb into places where the wood grain is more deep or more raised, things like that. So sometimes the wood grain, that's why I wanted natural wood, is just going to kind of do the job for you. So I'm literally obsessed with how this is looking. I always start with that dark umber, burnt umber shade, and then I go in with lighter shades if needed. This is kind of where you just have to get creative with things, and if you want to do a little bit of light paint on it, absolutely. If you want to bring some lightness out, I definitely want to put some white on there. I don't know if I actually want to go in with the cashew. I'm going to try just a little tiny bit. I'm going to do the exact same routine that I did with the burnt umber. So I just put a little bit of that like cashew on here, and I'm just going to lightly go over top with that cashew. It's going to add a little bit of warmth. You can see it's adding a little bit of warmth right here. Painting and de-stressing and kind of being creative in general is very much a back and forth kind of game. You add a little bit here, but then another spot looks a little unbalanced, so you're gonna go and add a little bit more there. Oh my God, I am absolutely obsessed with actually how that looks. I think I might do just, so it's a little bit too warm down here. It's a little warm here. I kind of want to add a little bit more warmth over there, but I don't want to add too much. And I kind of want to keep this middle part clean, because technically when you have an applique piece like the one that I have, which I don't know where I put, oh, here it is. It would technically keep that portion of that dresser clean, because no one is really going to touch the center portion of the dresser or touch this part. You may have some like nicks in the wood, things like that, or the paint, but other than that, like, it really doesn't have too much wear and tear around this. So I definitely want to keep it as bright as possible in the center of the center of the drawer. So I am literally obsessed with how that looks. Holy moly. So I'm definitely going to be adding some of the gold antique to the outer portions. And I might do a few of the white lines. I might do a milky white. No, maybe I will stick with the dark titanium, because then it won't be as bright. It will actually blend in. I also have brushes that are textured. So for example, I have this brush here. It looks like this. It looks like it has teeth basically. Can definitely add in like a textured look to like lines to the drawer. So actually that color kind of comes up very pink on the drawer when I do it. I don't think you guys can see it on camera because I did it so lightly. So I actually am going to go in with the milky white, because I think with the gathering shade, the original shade of the dresser, it's definitely going to be it's definitely kind of too cool, and it's mixing with that a little bit too much. So we're definitely going to try the milky white. I also love using my fingers. My fingers, honestly, always the best tool. Gonna go in with a little bit of that antique gold wax, and I'm just going to put it on the end of this bristled brush. Again, I haven't cleaned it off. I don't want to clean it off. I want to be able to keep the all the colors on there. I feel like that's always an amazing thing, because then you can allow it to, all the colors kind of blend together. And I'm just going to lightly take this wax. This stuff does have like fumes to it, so just be careful. I have all the windows open, and actually I meant to turn on the ceiling fan. Also, if it gets on another drawer, honestly, I don't mind that. I want that to happen, because then it kind of just gives like a more natural, I didn't mean to do it kind of look to it, which is kind of what we're after right now. Okay, I know the gold is probably really hard to see on camera, but with this going straight in the middle, oh my god, I'm obsessed. That's gonna look really nice. Let's finish up the other drawers and okay, so I'm gonna finish up the other drawers and then I'm gonna show you guys the finished look of everything and put you guys pretty much on a time lapse. So here we go. I just don't know where to set you. So this is it so far, which I'm like utterly obsessed with it. It looks a lot different on camera than it does in person, but I am definitely not finished yet. I'm going to soften things up a little bit and finish up the sides and then also the top. And I will show you guys the finished look. So here we go. I finished the dresser and I love it, but I'm going to wait until for the other handles to come in. Hello there. And also until I put the cute little applique things on because, hello, because I'm obsessed. So you can actually probably see part of it in the mirror. So sorry for the anticlimax, but I'm obsessed. So stay tuned for phase 3 of the bedroom redo and the final reveal of the dress.